This video is all about Google Calendar's booking pages, the ability to create scheduling in Google Calendars without having to use third-party tools like Calendly, which, oh, by the way, I've been using for years and I absolutely love. But let's look at the booking pages in Google Calendars and see what the options you are, and let's see if it may be something that you could use in your business. So right there it is. I'm logged in. By the way, I'm in free Gmail. I'm not in my business Google Workspace account. I have exactly pretty much the same thing over there, but I want to show you free Gmail. So I click on booking pages, hit the plus. Now it opens up and I got to give it a title. Let's give it a title. 15-minute consult with Teddy Burris. How long is the meeting for? I can make it 15 minutes to custom. I'm going to use 15 minutes. General availability. Now, it's by default, it's going to say, like I'm open at 9 to 5. Well, I don't work till 5. On Fridays, I only work till noon. And you know what? On Wednesdays, I always take off. So I stop at 11:30 and I don't come back until 12:30. And I work till 5 on Wednesdays. So I put that in, that big break in there. If I want to, I can put breaks on other ones if I want, but that's always a given. And then I can say scheduling window. Then by default, it says schedule out as many as 2 months. No, I only want you to schedule out 1 month. It also can say, it says you can't schedule anything within the next 4 hours. Well, I'm okay with a 2-hour prep time for me to get ready for this appointment. Then I can adjust availability by specific dates if I want. If I absolutely know that the specific dates I never want to do this, I can change that there. This is going to be based on the week. This is going to be based on specific days that you want to block off that you don't want to work. Like if you know you're going to be on vacation from the 15th to the 22nd, you can block that out. Then we have booked appointment settings. If I click on that, it says I want a buffer. I want at least a 15-minute buffer between sessions so that it doesn't jam them up against each other. By the way, look here, you'll see that there's a flaw right there. I have a 15-minute buffer between each of these, but on the appointment I already have set, it didn't give me a 15-minute buffer. This is a 9:30 to 10:30 meeting. It's got this jammed up against it. Kind of wish that it would consider that buffer on already existing calendar entries, but it doesn't. I can say the maximum bookings per day. I only want to work 5 of these sessions a day. So once somebody schedules the 5th one, the rest of the day is inaccessible. I can, as far as booking, I can let guests who schedule time with me invite others or turn that off. I actually leave that on. Then as far as calendars, you can see that it will only look at this calendar to look for availability or check for conflicts. And then we hit next. For booking page and photo, it's going to pull the identity of the Google account. My Google account is BCI Google Testing. Location and conference, you have the ability to choose one of these options. I can say do Google Meet. I can say in person, which I'd have to specify a location, or they'd have to specify a location. Phone number, then they'd also have to specify their phone, or put nothing and add it later on. And I would have to do that because I'm a Zoom guy. So I'd have to, unfortunately, I have to add some manual activities to this automation because I want to do my meetings via Zoom, but you can choose whichever option's right. You want to give it a note. So let's write a note here. And you can customize that any way you want. By the way, you can also bold it, underline it, italics it. You can put bullet points, et cetera, et cetera. And then the next thing is the booking form. And the booking form, it's going to ask for first name, last name, email address. It's going to ask for phone number because we're scheduling to do a phone call. But you can add other fields there. If I want to have, the name of your business, and I can make it required, hit add. And I can also add another item, and I can say your LinkedIn profile URL. Or put NA and make that required, add that. So all of these would show up in the form that the user would have to fill out when they go to schedule time with me. And then I can, then I just simply hit save. And when you hit save, it's going to show it on the calendar right here. But I could take and here's the three dots. Everything's under the three dots. I can hide it from the calendar so it doesn't clutter up my calendar until someone schedules an appointment. Under the three dots, I also have the ability to preview it. This is what they're going to see. Maybe they'll see this if they're logged in to their Google account, but they're going to see all this information. When they click on a time, it's going to pull, if they're logged in to a Google account, it's going to pull this information from their Google account. By the way, they can change that as they move through it. They can change the email address. They would add the information that's required before they can hit book. And when they do hit book, it's going to put it on my calendar. It's going to send me a calendar invite, letting me know it's on my calendar. And it's also going to send them a calendar invite, reminding them of the meeting and giving them the option to put it on their calendar as well, regardless of what email account they have here. So this is what they're going to see. Now let me come back. So under the three dots, sharing options is pretty good because I can get the link, but then you copy the link. But I can also do website embed. And when I do website embed, I can choose button with pop-up or inline. And either one of them, whatever I do, I copy this code, and then I can go stick that code in my website so that option to book time, in this case 15 minutes consult with Teddy, is on my website that people can click on whenever they want. Makes it easier. I don't always need to share the code. I could just simply share the website page, maybe my website contact me page or whatever that would have that in there. Again, under the three dots, that was preview. I can go back and edit it, or I can delete it. So I'm a Calendly guy. This is an alternative to Calendly. Some of the things that I think I'm missing out on by not using Calendly would be I have the ability to integrate Zoom directly into my Calendly entry. That's very useful for me. I also have the ability to integrate PayPal or Stripe or Square so that they pay before it finalizes the calendar invite. Now, I don't have that ability here, but there is a workaround that may be worth looking at. If I hit edit, and if you come over here to next, you see under description, I can put stuff here. I can actually put a URL to PayPal, to my PayPal where they pay me, to Stripe or whatever, so that I say, please pay before we meet. And then I put the URL. Let's just do a test and put Burris Consulting. And let's just see what happens. Okay. I'm going to do this test all the way through to see if that's a legitimate workaround. Let's copy the URL, and I'm going to go somewhere and test it. Give me a second. I'm going to do 9:30. That's all good. TeddyBurris at Gmail. Let's do 336-283-6121. Name of the business is me. LinkedIn profile is, not applicable. Let's hit book. So it booked it. I can cancel the appointment here, and let's close that. And now if I go look at what got sent to this account, here it is here. Is it going to show it? Yes. Please pay before we meet. That's a decent workaround, and for me to be able to get paid, or for you to get paid if they are required to pay you for these sessions. Decent workaround. So here's the big question. Is using Google Calendar's booking page or their appointment scheduling a decent workaround instead of paying for Calendly? Now, on Calendly, I'm paying $120 a year, $10 a month. I pay to get unlimited events and to be able to do all I want to do with my scheduling. And by the way, that gives me the ability to integrate PayPal and Zoom, and then it connects, and furthermore, it'll actually look at multiple calendars I have, and I really only manage one. So $120 a month for that instead of using Google Calendar booking. I think that it's a decent alternative. I mean, it integrates to my calendar. It lets me set up an appointments. It lets me ask the questions I want to ask. I do have the ability to integrate that URL into the description that if I want to get paid before we meet, I can request that they pay me before we meet. And if I don't get I can say in that text, if I don't get paid, I'll cancel the appointment. I don't have the ability to integrate Zoom directly in it, but I do have the ability to edit the calendar entry and add Zoom after the fact. It's an okay workaround. I think for anybody who is not already using a third-party tool like Calendly or some of those other ones, this is something worth considering using because it does simplify managing your calendar. Look, if you're like me, where you live and die by your calendar, you want to make it easy for people to schedule time with you, I would encourage you to experiment with using Google Calendar's appointment scheduling. Hey, I'm Teddy. I'm all about Google Workspace and Gmail, and I hope this idea is helpful for you.